Welcombe Community Radio in the heart of Shakespeare country, for the community, by the community, in the community.
Nice. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Music from Big Pink with your Doug Armstrong, your Bob Harris of Stratford. I hope a lot of you are listening in again and have enjoyed the last couple of shows. Interesting one again today. First off, introduce Chris, our producer.
Hello.
So we've got two professionals in the room, so we're in safe hands. This afternoon, we've got Street Arts, and that is a group that myself and a few others formed, originally to raise money or funding for songwriting with homeless, socially isolated and vulnerable people, which myself and a couple of the musicians here have been working with for a number of years. So we've got three of the musicians. We've got Nigel, we got Jack, and we got Wes. Afternoon, hello, everybody.
Hello.
It's good to be
and we
here.
got four of the lads, and we're all packed in the room here. And from the top, it's Lawrence, Mark, Pat, and Jonas. And as our good friend Nigel said just before we kicked off, it's a bit like Alan Partridge in here. Or it's going to be like Alan Partridge. So we're going to chat about our project, and we're also going to play some songs on the CD, and we'll also be playing one live, which should be interesting, so everybody's been tuning away. So we're a bit ad hoc today. We're going to wing it a little bit, but we've been doing that for the past couple of shows, so we're in good hands. So here we go. The first question is about the project, and it's songwriting. We're funded by Stratford Town Trust, which is really, really kind of them. So we've got to say that. We've also got to say thanks to SDC, Stratford District Council, and the Playhouse, and everybody involved, etc. So what's the project about? Jack, do you want to have a few words to start with?
Well, it's to kind of express ourselves, really, I think, creatively through song. And we've written a lot of songs together, and we've also performed a few gigs. And, I think it's a great opportunity for all the guys to, record and write and perform live.
Yeah, spot on. What do you think, Nigel?
Good question. What do I think? I think these are stories from the street. So generally they're sort of personal experiences that are put to music. Obviously, like what Jack said, we perform them live, and we're going to go back in the studio again. So we have done one CD already, which is we all really proud of. I think so. It's really great. My wife loves it, by the way. So we did a new CD in March, so we're looking forward to that. We're going to be playing one of the new songs off that CD. So enjoying it.
So before we have a quick word with Wes, and that was obviously an Alan Partridge moment with Nigel, just to prove that it can be done. We'll go on to the first song in the album that we did about 18 months ago, and the album's called Hope, and the song is, I'll just have to check, Hospital Calf.
Woo. Nice sound.
She likes a cup of tea and a coke. She likes my funny little jokes. She meets with me for a chat and a laugh. Eating panini at the hospital cafe. She called me a few days ago. She had another test. Did I want to go? Eric and Sue have something new. On the hospital cafe menu. Are there any other places we could meet? I've been through the menu, no more left to eat. Remember when we went to the Dirty Duck? You had a cider, I had an old buck. She said if you can't make up your mind, I've met a Welsh bloke and he's so kind. You might know him, his name is Tough. You can come and meet him at the hospital cafe.
So that was Hospital Calf, and that was actually written by Lawrence, who's sitting here, and we'll have a quick word with Lawrence. I believe that's when you used to go to the Hospital Cafe before you had your appointment at the hospital, and you were on the pool, weren't you? Yeah? Yeah. So what's the song about then, Lawrence?
I used to meet a girl at the Hospital Calf, and just inspired me to write the song, and Nigel helped me with it as well, and put some extra words to it.
It's really good. It's quite a funny song.
Yeah.
But it's true, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's true, and it is funny, but it's like the subject matter is quite funny, isn't it? You know, who writes songs about hospital calves? We do. And it's original.
Yeah, okay, thanks, Lawrence. As I said, we were going to go back to Wes. So what's your take on the project, and Wes?
My take? Alright, it's just a bunch of guys getting together with their guitars, really. Yeah, we write some songs, we do a bit of, learn to play them together, bit of guitar lessons here and there, but it's a lot of good fun.
Yeah, I think it is. I mean, I would say that because obviously I organise it, but I think it works, and I think it's refreshing, and we're trying to do something different. And songwriting is a forgotten art, isn't it?
It is like this. It is when you've got there are how many is there's 7 guitars here, 1 bass, 6 guitars. But it is like a forgotten art. But it is an art form, and it's like it is like what Jack said. It's about expressing yourself through song. So and we do that. We all get to sing together. I'm really enjoying it, and it's like 2.5 hours a week, isn't it, that we do it? So
yeah,
it's good fun for everybody, I think.
So what do you get out of it, Lawrence?
It's given me a lot more confidence.
Yeah. Anything else?
It's nice to meet be with the musicians and have fun with them and have a chat and play guitar.
Yeah. And how about your guitar work? Because you're the bass man, aren't you?
I'm not the best guitarist in the world. I find singing easier, but I enjoy it.
Oh, I'd be absolutely honest there. Really, really honest. And that's what it's all about. It's giving people the opportunity, which a lot of people. When I say these guys are homeless, socially isolated, vulnerable, etc., and they never get the opportunity. They're never thought about. Unfortunately, we've got a bit of money from the Town Trust, and myself and Nigel here have been doing it for about 15 years, haven't we? Mm-hmm. On and off, yeah. Or with people with, I use the word problems, because 80% of them have got problems, haven't we? Yeah.
Most people have got problems.
We all got problems, yeah.
99 problems. I'm not going to say the next bit.
Okay, we'll quickly nip on to the next song, and this one is one called Wolves at the Door.
Cemetery after dark, with candles in the chapel lit without a spark. I can hear the wind blowing amongst the trees. In the pagan forest I fall down on my knees. I got the riverside blues, I'm so unsure. There's a boat in the harbor, there's wolves at the door. inside the land of the free. Gonna make me a bridge for wolves and for me. In the pagan forest I fell down on my knees. Got the mountainside blues, and I can't take no more. Life is only good the day I was born. Riverside blues, and I'm so unsure. There's a boat in the harbor, there's wolves at the door. There's wolves at the door.
So that was Wolves at the Door, and just let me explain, we're Street Arts again, and that was our CD we wrote 18 months ago, and that was written by our good friend Pat, sitting next to us here. So what inspired you to write that one, Pat?
I worked this riff out. It's like and the rest of the song was just built on that one, you know.
Because what we tend to do, we sit around in a circle and we talk, and guys come in with ideas, and Pat was on about, I think, a churchyard, wasn't you? It was a churchyard and that, and going to the other side of the river and drifting away and that. And it was Pat's dark side that inspired it, wasn't it?
Gothic, really, isn't it?
Gothic, yeah.
Quite gothic, quite sort of
Romantic.
Jimmy Page, Jim Morrison, sort of the darkness, wolves at the door.
We all had a solo at the end as well, so like Mark's on lead guitar at the end.
Yeah,
and so's
yeah.
Nigel.
Yeah, we all are. Yeah,
We all are.
We all did a bit of shredding at the end.
Yeah,
And
like the Beatles.
We recorded it at Paul Johnson's Rhythm Studio near Bidford. And thanks very much, Paul, for
Yeah, very
helping
good.
us out. A great guy. So I assume if I mentioned your name, Paul, that's 25% off the next time we come along for the CD. Bit more Alan Partridge, wasn't it? But Paul's fantastic. He let us do what we wanted, and his hospitality, and he was so sympathetic to us, etc. We had a great time there. Plenty of food, plenty of music.
Sandwiches.
Yeah. And to anybody out there who hasn't been in a recording studio, to be there from about 9:45 till about 4 o'clock is a long time when some people aren't doing anything for a certain amount of time. It's fantastic. Everybody gets together, you go through various stages of excitement, boredom, and then you come back to excitement
Like
again.
being an astronaut, I imagined.
Not too dissimilar, no.
Stuck in a room, floating around, doing nothing, then coming home.
Well, coming home was the hard part, because the taxi was invariably half an hour late, because he was doing 2 jobs at once, wasn't
Coming
he?
down then.
Yeah.
It's a cool song though. Yeah.
You like it then, Pat, yeah?
Back to the song. We're going off task there. Good point.
So Pat is the most prolific songwriter, aren't you?
Right.
Yeah, you
How
are.
many songs have you written, Pat?
Quite a few maybe.
So we'll do one song one week, and then we'll get together the next week and try and remember it and rehearse it. And then Pat's written about 3 other songs. We can't keep up with you, mate.
Yeah, he what's the word? I don't know what the word is really. He makes Lennon and McCartney look obsolete, really, doesn't he?
Column's dead.
Yeah.
He has. He obviously just sort of like go home, get an idea, bring it in, and we sort of start working on it. It's good to have ideas. Musicians need ideas. If you haven't got ideas, you're just playing House of the Rising Sun every day.
Okay, we'll whistle on to the next one, and I think this is one of my favourites, to be honest, and it's called Zombie Walking.
I'm broken, I'm bored, I can't go on shore, and everyone knows my face. Got the cold and the shivers, my skin starts to crawl, can't escape this place. I'm a zombie walking, I'm a bloody mess. I wake up yawning, coughing and snorting as I dress. Feel nowhere to run, spend my life as a bum. Got the cold and the shivers, my skin starts to crawl, can't escape this pain. I'm a zombie walking, I'm a bloody mess. I wake up yawning, coughing and snorting as I dress. I'm a zombie walking, I'm a bloody mess. I wake up yawning, coughing and snorting as I dress. I'm broken, I'm bored, I can't go ashore. Everyone knows my face. Got the cold and the shivers, my skin starts to crawl, can't escape this place. I'm a zombie walking, I'm a bloody mess. I wake up yawning, coughing and snorting as I dress. As I dress.
So that was Zombie Walking, and that was actually written by Darryl, who's not here today. Darryl wrote a couple of things. He's never written anything in his life, and he came in, and it's actually about heroin addiction, and it's really quite deep. And we've also got some more words by him, but we haven't written anything yet, because part of the agreement is that the guys write them in front of us, or we work them out and perform them. We won't do it ourselves unless they're there, because you've got to be part of the process, haven't they?
It was about the sort of trying to move away from addiction and sort of like, but being frightened of what
Physical aspects of it, wasn't it?
Being frightened of the alternative to addiction. So addiction is like something really warm and like arms for you, but the alternative, which is normality, is even more frightening to someone that's addicted, which is like sort of something that most people don't ever think about really. So actually reality is more frightening to an addict, than actually the thing that we're all frightened of, which is being addicts. So it makes some sense out of that, if you will. It was a great song. I do really enjoy that one.
Well, not giving any secrets away, but Mark was on the streets at one time, and you've witnessed this, haven't you?
Yeah, and it's physically grueling, it's mentally grueling, it's just the harshest reality that you can think of. You've got nowhere to kind of lay your bones, as it were. You're just literally out in the open all the time. You're a complete slave to whatever you're addicted to, whether it be drugs or alcohol. I think that song sums up very nicely.
I think you're absolutely right. Mark in particular has made a great effort to turn himself around and should be proud of himself, and I'd like to think we've supported him and helped him, but bottom line is it's down to himself. Without your courage and your morals and your inner strength, you wouldn't have done it. And
honesty. It's honesty, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, We've had like chats about it, haven't we? And it's just like, you know, the fact that, you know, it does get boring. Life gets boring, and we all look for rewards, and everyone needs rewards. But when you take away those rewards, what are you left with? You know, it's like you've got to find it deep within yourself, haven't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
And music does take away some of that, and writing does take away. But being together, I suppose, adds to that as well.
Well, it's about getting together and everybody trusting each other. And I mean, we're very fortunate with the three musicians we have. Not only are they real quality, but they've got social consciences. In fact, if we started talking politics now, they'd probably wreck the place with anger.
Don't do politics anymore.
Well, just in January. But that's absolutely true, and these are true stories and experiences. And I think, we get funding, I think they're worth the money. We're making a big effort, and we're making a big difference. Getting more people in is always a problem, and we've had several other people in and out. But a small problem to us is huge to them. And yeah, we're still trying to get more people in. That's what it's about, isn't it?
It's the nature of the thing, isn't it? Really, you know, the sort of people that you need to get in are people that are, you know, living in a precarious situation. They're experiencing homelessness or whatever, and it's it's trying to get those people to give you the time and to see if they can, you know, be part of something. It's hard. It's difficult, but we are here.
Well, I should say that. When you say homeless, you're not necessarily on the street or off street. There's a lot of people, you know, you say sofa surfing, but 2 or 3 nights they're on different people's floors, and they nip out to the local car park for a night, and this creates a huge amount of problems, you know, mental health, etc. Although I did see somebody the other week on the paper, I can't exactly remember, it was saying that it got nothing to do with mental health problems, etc. You know, that we all should be pulling together. The word community. I'm a bit shocked with that, really, because the word community is a really tough one at the moment. The government promote the community a lot, because bottom line is they don't want to pay for anything. They'd rather not pay for it, and people put your hands in your pockets time.
Yeah, so what was community is now charity.
Yeah.
So what was actually the safety net is now charity and food banks.
Yeah,
So,
which is wrong. Society should be supporting people, etc., and helping people, and we all deserve support. Okay, we're whistling through the songs, but we'll go on to another one that I like. It's called Space Age.
You're listening to Welcombe Radio.
How you doing?
How we doing it?
The world is turning, hearts of men and women burning, the human race keeps yearning for a better day. The earth keeps spinning, no one's winning. See the devil grinning, and got in the way. The clock keeps ticking out of time, time's still going by. Is this the end for you and I? Light years in my mind's eye, the aliens coming, or are they already here? Has the star imploded? Must be something out there. The clock keeps ticking out of time, and time's still going by. Is this the end for you and I?
light years in my mind's eye.
Okay, that was Space Age, and I think that was written by Lawrence, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And of course, Lawrence, as he said, is the guitarist. He's the bass man, and in between the songs, I tell you that the best banter, the conversation. I mean, we should go live. And I think the songs are better. The banter in between is better than the show, really. You know, everybody was laughing, everybody's enjoying themselves and relaxing, and that means a lot to everybody here to get the opportunity. Because it's not often that people like this get the opportunity to come on a show and express themselves and be themselves. And nobody's expecting a lot. Well, apart from me, of course, because I'm the Bob Harris of the show and that.
Anything can happen. Beep.
Yeah, very, very true. And this CD we wrote, it was called Hope. Actually, Lawrence designed the cover in conjunction with Bo Davis, a great percussion supporter and a local and a true supporter of ours. And we're going to do another CD very soon, hopefully, in about 2 months. But we've also got a concert coming up, 21st of February, which is a couple of weeks away, or 3 weeks, for when the show comes out, because it's obviously recorded, and all the naughty bits will disappear. No, they won't, because it's Alan Partridge. Alan Partridge live. So we're having this concert at the URC, United Reformed Church. It'll go on for 3¼ hours. So if you've got nothing to do, come along. It's free. We will be asking for donations, or there'll be a bucket there, but we don't force anybody. The CD will be on sale, and like Tesco's, we might have a 2-for-1 offer. We've got the lads playing 7 songs, about 4 or 5 off the CD, and a couple of new ones, which we're going to play very soon, one of the new ones. And we've also got a storyteller and 4 other musicians on. And there's free coffee and tea. And we all get fed before, the musicians and all the guys from the streets, if they want to come along, we'll get fed. And it's one really, really good night. But we need a decent audience, and we've been getting 80 to 100 there. But, you know, you would have hoped for a few more. We're showcasing, and I think it's really, really good to get guys like you on the stage. You like the stage, Pat?
You used to get nervous, not so nervous anymore. Yeah, you get used to it. The more you try it, the better you get at it.
Absolutely, experience. And as the musicians will point over, the 3 of them nodding their heads here and that. You get nervous, guys, on the stage?
Depends what the gig is, really.
I think that you get more nervous the smaller the gig.
Yeah.
I think the pubs, I used to run an open mic night in a tiny pub, and I used to find that like it was the worst, because people are right in front of you and you can see their eyes. You play a big festival, you can't see their eyes and you're fine. You play a big venue and it's, you know, it's like all the lights are on you. You can't see anybody out there. You might as well be playing in your kitchen.
As soon as you get on stage, you know, you just do what you do, don't you? But it's all the way hanging around. That's kind of the job aspect, isn't it? All the hanging around and the driving and stuff.
Well, it is, yeah. It is.
But once you're on stage, you know, it's just.
As a musician,
that's the fun bit.
You got this. When you get car insurance, you get charged more for being a musician. Do you know that? No one know that. But you only spend. I've worked it out. I only spend an hour a day doing music. I spend 6 hours a day driving. So therefore, I'm a driver. So I get it. There you go. That explains it all, doesn't it?
And I suppose it's a lot easier when there's a group of you rather than just doing it on your own on stage as well.
Yeah.
But that can have its own challenges, you know, getting everyone together and, you know,
working out what you're going to do, and is everyone confident on this song, when if you're doing it on your own you can do what you want, so there's a certain amount of freedom doing it on your own.
You get used to it as well.
Yeah.
But the process of writing the songs, you've got to come up with the songs, and then it's the arrangement, and then it's perfecting it and playing it to get it tight. It's a much longer process than you might imagine it is just to write a song for a couple of hours.
Mm-hmm. It is a long process.
Yeah,
one idea, isn't it?
We spent quite a long time in the studio doing arrangements, you know, getting all the, you know,
except if
verses
you were
and
called
chorus.
Donovan, he used to do it in 10 minutes, didn't he?
Well, it kind of shows that with Donovan.
What about the busking that we did?
Yeah, Lawrence, yeah, true. We did some busking at Christmas. And where did we do that then, Lawrence?
Around Henley Street in Stratford, and also in the shopping precinct.
Oh, cool.
And we did it
Finished up at the Playhouse.
Playhouse as well, wasn't
we
it?
started at the Playhouse, didn't we? Yeah.
And we had the best group of musicians that will ever busk in Stratford.
Probably, I think that's brilliant.
It's a super
wasn't
group.
it? It was a real super group, wasn't it? 2 violins, loads of singers, percussion.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah. And we had lots of people turn up and watch us. And the buskers who wouldn't give way to us, we paid them back because everybody came to watch us in that.
We blocked off the whole of Henley Street.
It's just Chris, sorry, the blank there. Chris wrote something down for me and I haven't got my glasses on to repeat the date of the concert. That is the 21st of February at the URC. There'll be posters going out on social media and posters being put up in shop doorways and ripped down again, etc. And we'll try and remind people on this programme to come along because it's very worthwhile.
And what time does that start, Doug?
7 o'clock. 7 o'clock. We go 3 hours because we've got a lot of material, so you get your money's worth. And
especially if it's free.
Yeah. And you get cramp as well and stuff like that, you know. And we'd even put the heating on for no extra cost, so thank you to the URC. So, Mark, you've written something as well, haven't you? You've just been putting a song together about your experience on the street.
Yeah, I've written a couple of things. As I say, it's the process of coming up with the idea. Normally start off with a couple of lyrics, and then we'll kind of get a few chords down, and then really build it up from there. But the songwriting process to me is quite a new challenge. It's a fairly new idea to me, but with it's nice for us guys to work with professional musicians because it makes the process a lot quicker. It's a lot more rewarding as well, and obviously they know a lot more than we do, so most of the time.
Pressure.
Well, that's what you get for working with professionals. We're going to whiz on to the next song now, and when we come back live, or live for us, we'll be doing our new song. So the song we're going to do now, or play now, is called Spring Blizzard Blues.
Bitter outside, I slipped over twice. Walking through town, I fell through the ice. Bitter outside, I slipped over twice. Walking through town, I fell through the ice. When I was younger, I loved the snow. But now I'm older, I just moan. I need a balaclava. Looks like I'm turning into my father. It's bitter outside, I slipped over twice. Walking through town, I fell through the ice. It's bitter outside, I slipped over twice. Walking through town, I fell through the ice. The wind bites your skin. Cafes with no one in. Cars skidding around. Snow covers the ground. It's bitter outside, over twice. Walking through town, I fell through the ice. It's bitter outside, I slipped over twice. Walking through town, I fell through the ice. It's bitter outside, I slipped over twice. Walking through town, I fell through the ice. It's bitter outside, I slipped over twice. Walking through town, I fell through the ice.
Went to hospital. So that was Spring Blizzard Blues, and I think that was Lawrence again, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Lawrence and Jack.
And Jack, yeah.
Clive's singing on that as well. We haven't seen that for a while.
And it was about walking down the street in a cold day before the pavements were redone. Because they're redoing the pavements now, as everybody knows, isn't it?
It was when we had snow and blizzards in the spring.
Spring Blizzard.
The blues, yeah. So it's another one. I sort of describe Lawrence's songs. They're always short and sort of jaunty, aren't they? They're straight to the point. And he always comes up with interesting ideas. We got loads of ideas in his folder. We each have a folder, and he's got loads of stuff there that's unfinished because he's always coming in with an idea, isn't he?
We just need more time, really, don't we? We need probably like, 2.5 days a week. But we're all so busy in our lives. But we just make the most of it, really. 2.5 hours.
Well, now you're in for a treat. I mean, this will be similar to the Beatles going live in Eurovision. And what did they sing? Can you remember?
Eurovision?
Eurovision.
Yeah. No, did they do Eurovision?
No, when it went live, some Eurovision channel went live or something.
Did it?
All you need is love.
All you need is love.
They did it all around the world.
Yeah. So there's
nothing you can do that can be done. Sorry.
This is taking their place. This is another unique moment for Stratford, for Welcombe Radio, and for Street Arts. So we're going to do, what was the name of the song?
The Way It Used to Be.
And who wrote that one?
The lyrics by Pat, music by all of us.
The group.
Are we going for it, guys?
Yeah.
Here we go.
You might have to do might be a little bit of counting in between somewhere. You all right, Pat? Lawrence? Right.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Someone doesn't have to be. It doesn't mean too much to me. Through it all I can see the way it used to be. All those years ago. Through it all I know. Misty mornings I can see the way it used to be. Sunrise is another day. Out of the darkness we find our way. The light shines for you today. I'll search forever for you. Someone doesn't have to be. Doesn't mean too much to me. Through it all I can see the way it used to be. Sunrise is another day. Out of the darkness we
light shines for you today. I'll search forever for you. Sunrise is another day. Out of the darkness we find our way. The light shines for you today. I'll search forever for you.
Well, I think that went really well. Brand new song. As I say, that's a first. That's a big moment. So, we were talking about who wrote it. What's it about? Can anybody tell us what it's about?
Over to Pat.
If you could see, we had a camera now, Pat's go.
I just,
What's it about?
well, it's like you know, like bands like the Beatles and Oasis and that.
Yeah.
And the way they use the word "be," like maybe it's, you know,
Let it be.
let it be. That sort of things. I thought the way it used to
Be here now.
And I just kept thinking about it, and I just wrote it down.
I think any more now.
Well done.
Baby, you're
So
a
it's
rich
about.
Be here now, is it more? Maybe.
That's it.
Yeah, okay. So it was like sort of like learning from like other songwriters what the tricks was. It is kind of like, it is like that, isn't it? You sort of, you like a song and you want to find out why you like it, so you deconstruct it and you go, just all those funny things
I
like the
listen
chord
to a lot of
progressions,
music,
and they use
and they
be a
inspire
lot.
me. You know, these great bands, they inspire me to write songs.
It's good.
So, I'm looking forward to going to the studio
I love that
to
chorus.
hear that song. I think that'll come out really well. And we've got a lot. We must have about 20 songs we've got to decide.
We've got more probably than we've got to finish.
What I'd like to say about this group, though, obviously I've worked in similar groups with Nigel and Jack and Wes over a number of years, probably 15 or 60 years, and everybody will say, well done, you know, you've done a lot for the lads, and the lads get a lot out of it. But you know, the person who gets the most out of it, it's me, because I'm not a musician. And I'm so lucky to work with musicians, quality musicians and nice guys, and I'm just privileged to work with guys like you. You know, the more I see you and the quality that comes out and the effort that you put in, it just gets my adrenaline going. And being near 70 now, I'm slowing down and I keep thinking I'll pack up. But when I hear stuff like that, I just think you just got to make an extra effort, you know. And I'd like to assure everybody out there that when they do offer me in the New Year's honour list, MBE, etc., I'll turn it down, absolutely. There's a lot better people than me out there. But I won't be leaving the country, though. Anyway, we're just going to introduce our next, well, not guest, the fourth member of the group here, and it's Jonas. And Jonas has just come out of hospital a couple of days ago, which is absolutely fantastic that he's made the effort, and that tells you something about the bloke's character. Very intelligent person is Jonas, but he's tough. He's really tough because he was on the streets as well, and he's another one who's working his way back and deserves a lot of plaudits. So, Jonas, what do you think about the project?
Thank you very much, really, for this project. I wanted to say that always was hard to come to our meetings, but whenever when I finished, I always was. He had this feeling like I was lifted for a few days, so only was hard to come to our meetings, but I'm not very initiative, but it was always useful to come here and find something what I didn't know, especially to ask some things about guitar, to find some new tricks, and simply to see how songs being created. So it is really, it was nice for me, especially now to come back to the family. I feel so lifted.
Great.
Wow,
Thanks.
that's tremendous, mate. Well,
That's
welcome
really
back,
nice.
and you know, I hope your pain disappears soon, etc.
Yeah.
And just to go back, we all met each other really from the link, didn't we? And Pat was going on about the link and what happened at the link. So the link was the old project set up by Stratford District Council, and it was a drop-in centre which unfortunately closed. But Pat was probably the first one in the group, weren't you?
I used to go down there for lessons off Jack. Jack's a brilliant guitarist. He plays a lot of blues. And he was teaching me for a while, and then Doug came up to me and was like, do you want to write a song? And I just, since then, I've thought about it and written down my thoughts. And
Do you remember the first song you wrote?
first song I wrote was that Walls at the Door. Yeah. But,
We've had quite a few in the group, and sadly a few have passed away. Pat wanted us to mention Lee, who was a rough sleeper who died nearly 2 years ago, and the album was dedicated to him, Hope, and he was a rough sleeper, and he was a character. And we found, after he died, we found stuffed away something he'd written, a poem we hadn't seen, and it was I won't repeat it now, but it's on the first album, etc. But we've lost 3 or 4 others on the way as well. As you do.
Paul,
Bryn and Paul, and I forgot who else went this year. Can't remember his name. Mark, yeah. So sadly, you know, there was a group, a lot of us, and people drop in and out, and the link was an interesting place. I mean, Jack had to do his lessons next door from the communal room, and he was surrounded by clothes and vegetables. And he was in one day, and he was playing, I don't know who he was playing with, and Lee came in. Lee had had a shower, and he came in his Y fronts, and he looked on the rack to get his clothes, and when I went in to see Jack, he was cutting his toenails.
I had to like shield my face from his clippings, so they went flying, you know.
So the week after, we had to supply Jack with goggles just in case Lee came in.
Guitar goggles.
Yeah, and it's absolutely true. And in the middle of practicing, in a serious practice, somebody would come in and they wouldn't stop because they wanted their vegetables.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Well, there's a lot of biscuits at the link as well.
Yeah.
Missed that.
Bryn was the biscuit man.
it was overlooking the river. It was overlooking the canal. Remember? We had a window facing out to the canal.
Yes, we had a window facing out to the canal. And it was a really interesting place. There was hot food there, and there was so much that went on.
It is a strange dichotomy, I suppose, if that's the right word, that, you know, the sort of nature of the link and what we do now. There is there are so many subjects that we can write songs about. Yeah, if you do have wealth and you have happiness and all those things, there aren't many things you can write about because you've got everything. I think we've just got an abundance of subjects because we're all, you know, there's so much to write about. Yeah. I suppose that's a great thing, you know. It's a really great thing. We're just mining for songs all the time, really.
I think the link was great for all of us. It's a good place to start, but I think without the distractions maybe that came with the link, we're more focused now, we get more done.
A lot more focused, I think, yeah.
Getting somewhere.
More productive, aren't
we? The Playhouse has been brilliant, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a brilliant thing. Having been able to go to the Playhouse, yeah, big shout out to the Playhouse.
It was better for me because I'd end up, you know, I was supposed to organise and join in the sessions, and somebody would want to come in and have a problem, and you felt ever so guilty that, you know, they shouldn't be in there distracting, but you can't refuse anybody, and you were acting like a social worker.
And also
in the
things
end.
like you're kind of out of your comfort zone. Things like singing, you know, you're going to get it wrong. You're going to play the wrong notes. Obviously not me, but other people. So it's nice to have a group where you can do that and you can kind of go at your own pace. And I think everyone in the group is really supportive of each other. And that you need that in order for it to work.
Yeah. That's true. I mean, I'm not a great one for teamwork. I believe in the individual, and I think you care about each other, and that comes naturally. But I suppose we were a team in a way. We'll nip on to our next song, and we're going to do a jingle first, actually, but then we'll do our next song. And I suppose this should be dedicated to Lee because it was his idea. It was a saying that he'd come out with, etc. When he sometimes he was comatose in the corner of the room, then he'd suddenly wake up in the middle of writing and say something. We should have recorded it really, but this song I suppose is dedicated to him and all the other guys that passed away and have supported us. So what is
you're listening to Welcome Radio.
and that was dedicated to our old friend Lee, who you probably spotted walking around the streets. And he looked fearsome, and he could be fearsome, but he had a heart of gold, and he had a history second to none. He was a prize fighter, I believe, so we found out, from a gypsy family, and a very good prize fighter. And you don't find these things out till the end. We'd probably have to write a song about it. So we're going to have to conclude very soon with our last song. Anybody else like to say anything or publicise anything? Or?
About the witch. Oh, the next one, Witch in the Mill, is it? Yeah, it was just a melody I came up with. They said it sounded a bit medieval. I thought The Witch in the Mill would be a cool name for a song.
Is it based on a true story, or is it just...
It's nice.
You read a lot though, don't you?
I do, I read.
You read quite a lot. You like Aleister Crowley and stuff like that. So
yeah, like
you read a lot of the sort of like occult. Is it occult or something?
I mean,
like
it was a cover. It was cover a record in the 70s that I found.
Black Sabbath.
Yeah, with a woman in black and outside a mill, and somewhere that I always wanted to go there.
Where is that? What is it?
It's in Oxford. It's on the Thames. The first one came out in 1970. And,
do you remember what we put as overdubs on the record? It's got organ on, isn't it? Like a church organ, you know. I remember doing that. Mandolin, which you never liked.
That's the intro to...
So is it instrumental as well? It is instrumental, isn't it?
It's not got any lyrics.
Yeah, it's like, brilliant, isn't it?
It's actually a pretty complex piece of music.
Yeah, it is.
About 28 chord changes.
What's it?
So, shall we go straight into it, yeah?
This is the last one, isn't it?
Yep. The Witch and the Mill. So that was called The Witch in the Mill, and we're going to have to sign off soon. I hope you've all enjoyed music from Big Pink, and I hope you understand what the title means. Today's guests have been Street Arts, and we've been talking about the project we're on, and I've really, really enjoyed it. Playing a bit of music. If you want to come to the concert, remember the 21st of February at the United Reformed Church. This is probably one of the best things I've ever been involved. A big achievement in my life, and I hope it's a big achievement in your life as well. Big thanks to Chris, the producer here.
Pleasure as always. Thank you.
Top producer he is, absolutely. Apologies to all the other producers in the radio. Thank you to Wes, Jack and Nigel.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
And thanks to of course, Lawrence, the top bass man, who's put his thumb up at the back of the room. Mark, Pat and Jonas.
Cheers.
Thank you for listening in.
Thank you very much.
See you soon. Goodbye.
Welcome Community Radio in the heart of Shakespeare country, for the community, by the community, in the community.
Nice.